Hi there, welcome to the latest episode of my 10-minute moan. And the topic of this 10-minute moan is a machete attack is taking place outside the O2 in London and nobody's talking about it. Now, this is just another one of these ones where I find knife crimes and things like this, but you don't find them in mainstream media. It's as if either A, we deliberately don't want to talk about it, or B, there's just that many that it's actually not that big a story now and you have to rely on local or quite obscure news outlets to actually discuss these things. Now, this one I found in a obscure, and with all due respect, it might be a big following, etc., but I've never heard it before. UKNIP, which is UK News and Pictures website.co.uk. And their headline is Man arrested after machete attack at the O2 Arena in South East London. Now, under normal circumstances, I would kind of think that's a big thing. But there's even more things that are a bit strange about this story, and I'll cover that towards the end and I get to it in chronological order. And that is the police response to this. It's a bit weird as well. So their story goes, a 31-year-old man has been arrested following an incident involving a machete in Peninsula Square, Greenwich, late on Wednesday night. Metropolitan Police were called to the scene at approximately 11:26 p.m. on February the 19th after receiving reports of an altercation involving a knife. Upon arrival, officers swiftly detained a suspect who was arrested on suspicion of possessing of an offensive weapon. He was taken into custody where he remains as inquiries continue. No injuries have been reported, fortunately, in connection with this incident, and police have confirmed that the situation was quickly brought under control. A Metropolitan spokesperson said officers attended the scene and arrested a 31-year-old male on suspicion of possession of an offensive weapon. There were no reports of any injuries and inquiries into the circumstances are ongoing. Police are now investigating the events leading up to the incident and are appealing for witnesses or anyone with information to come forward. We are continuing to investigate the circumstances surrounding this altercation. We urge anyone who may have witnessed an incident or has relevant information to contact us, the spokesperson added. Anyone with any information is asked to contact the Metropolitan Police by calling 101 and quoting reference number 23/26/19 FEB. Alternatively, information can be provided anonymous through Crime Stoppers on 0800 555 111. The incident has raised concerns amongst locals in the usually busy Peninsula Square area, which is known for its shops, restaurants and proximity to the O2 Arena. It's concerning to hear about knife incidents happening around here, especially when so many families frequent this area, said Sarah Collins, a Greenwich resident. We hope the police continue to keep a close eye on safety. In response to the incident, police have confirmed there will be increased patrols in the area over the coming days to reassure residents and visitors. This is a developing story and more updates will be provided as further details emerge. So, I think it is weird that no single mainstream outlets covered this when it's in such a landmark of not just London, of the United Kingdom. Nobody's touched the story. But what I find equally odd is the police have arrested a male at 31 and asked people to provide any, more information. Well, see if you maybe put his picture out or even his name or a description, it might kind of help, right? But they do this quite a lot. Not all the time, but quite a lot when somebody's detained and arrested and they don't put out names and descriptions. And I find this most peculiar. You would think common sense and logic would suggest you'd put out maybe a brief description or a picture to say, did anybody see this guy? Because not only do they want to find out when you're investigating what happened in that 30 seconds or a minute or whatever, how long this incident took place, you want to know about where he was before it. What was he doing before it? So if you put out a description or a photograph or both, then people who maybe seen him in the subway or seen him in a shop or whatever can then add to the story and build up a bigger, clearer picture of what actually happened here. And I would be shocked and stunned if this information or this type of information would not be handy to the police. Yet they do nothing to help attract that type of information? Because let's just say the guy had a big, massive pink wig, right? Or big hair, or I don't know, a bright yellow jacket, or whatever. Something that would help describe him. That can help jog the memory of somebody who might have seen something half an hour earlier that didn't quite, make sense to them and wouldn't make sense to them even today. But if they reported a picture or a description, it might help. And who knows, he might have been dealing with other people before it, maybe an hour before it, some potential others are involved in it. And if, again, if you don't give it a description of the guy, other than saying a 31-year-old male, I find it odd. And I hope this isn't for any woke reasons. Hope it isn't because of the sort of Southport situation where we were trying to evidently contain information about a suspect in a murder, deliberately constrained, in case that it caused any problems to the community. Now, I don't know the colour, creed, or whatever of this man, but I find it really peculiar that the only details they put out is a 31-year-old male. You caught the guy with a machete, right? There is no alleged crime to have taken place here. It's quite obvious there was a crime. You're not allowed around the streets in the United Kingdom openly brandishing machetes, right? So, you want help to try and jail the guy? Put out proper descriptions. More people will come in and give you help to put a suitable amount of evidence together to assure you get a conviction and a guilty verdict for this man who's obviously and evidently committed a crime. And I can say that quite openly just now because you've no charged them. So there is no case. There might never be a case if you can't get enough evidence. Doesn't mean he didn't do it. And I find it most peculiar that you're not looking for more help from the public by giving them more information. Another thing, I just find it bonkers that this machete incident took place on the footprint of the O2 Arena. One of the biggest landmarks in the capital, and certainly one thing that's a landmark of the nation. Do you know what I mean? I just find it really peculiar that nobody has picked up on it. But now I've noticed this a lot since the summer, but then I've only been looking at it since the summer. It might be normal, but I don't think so. I kind of think it's very abnormal. And I'm just looking here, the Peninsula Square is, I'll put this up, this bit of, it's actually right outside where the photograph's from is probably where it is, and there it is in the map, Peninsula Square. Right at the entrance, one of the biggest landmarks in the United Kingdom. There's a guy running about with a machete, and nobody's talking about it. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you've not already done so, please hit the subscribe and the notification bell. Let me know your comments below, please. They're always good. And then YouTube do quite a clever thing. They'll put down here a video of mine that you may not have seen that they're recommending you watch using your algorithms to try and suggest this video here. You should watch that. But most importantly of all, unless your media deliberately hiding things and not talking about things, or police not trying to do everything you can to secure guilty things with people with machetes, then not you, but
everyone else, have a great day. Cheerio, bye now.